Hey, it's me, Renee. I'm back. And right now, you can see if we get up, it's a review video. But before that, I'm gonna tell you something. I mean, I suppose you already know this being a review video, but yeah, this video, it's gonna make you mad at me. Mad? I'm mad at you? We could never be mad at you. Well, I'm going to talk about an amazing series. So, yeah, I'm adding to your TBR. That's already far from short. So, booktube mad. Not for real mad, but yeah. So, I read the third book just yesterday, and I took a look on my booktube page. Turns out I haven't talked about first or second book, which I've read them all this year. This is going to be mainly I talk about the third book, but I'm gonna do non-spoilers for all of the books. And first, I'm gonna give you a little heads up about the first two books. So, which series is this? What am I talking about? I am talking about The Raiders of the Arcana by Jaqulyn Benson. So that's the name of the series. The first book is called. I just wanted my 2 cents to be correct, so give me a moment. The first book is called Empire of Shadows, and the second is Tomb of the Sun King. And yeah, this third one is Arrow of Fortune. So yeah, what happened is that this I feel like it was January, February. I was just looking around my audiobook app, Storytel, thinking about what I'm going to read next. And as you have always on these apps, you have like, if you read this, similar books, like a similar books page down towards, yeah. And so I took a look, and then I found, then I found the tomb. No, sorry, not the tomb. I found. Ba-ba-dum-ba-dum, ba-ba-dum-ba-dum. I found the Empire of Shadows, the first book, and I thought Empire of Shadows sounds intriguing. Took a look at the summary, which kind of said, which what I'm gonna say to you, Indiana Jones, but more feminist and more, yeah, more like with like an equal woman protagonist and more romance. And I was here from the get go. Clicked play, and ever since clicking play, my life has changed. How has it changed, Renee? It's changed for the better. Because this series is just so good. It is, I would say, quite true. It is Indiana Jones, but I would say with a bit more magical aspects, though, yeah, tiny bit more magical aspects and more romance. And yeah, and kind of more like a look at the world. Really, it's not just white savior. It's white savior who finds out, maybe being white is not all that cool, and maybe white people are not all that cool all the time. It's yeah, it's a modern, great swashbuckling adventure. And so the first book takes place in British Honduras, or Honduras, but at the time it was British Honduras in the 1880, sorry, 1888. Uh, and then yeah, you have Ellie, Eleonora, and then you have Adam Gates, who meets very early on. He's a surveyor. He's very much a man of action. She's an academic. She knows her stuff. He knows the wild and he knows to fight. She knows academic stuff. Of course, they find love, find each other. They also have to fight these bad guys. One of the bad guys is a big chunk of kind of muscle, more or less, because he didn't really say that much. And turns out, and this is not a spoiler, we find it out quickly, that he can tell when people lie. So you can't lie to this villain. So that's just, yeah, scary. And then you also have Dawson, which is the Scottish absent-minded professor who's on the wrong side of history, who's a part of this uh, occult organization who wants to try to take over the world, as you do. And yeah, that book happens. They survive it because if else you wouldn't have a second book. And if also like you wouldn't really have. I mean, you can't have people not surviving the book. That would be just too much, really. I would say it ends happily. It does. In the second book, I'm holding one finger. In the second book, they end up in Egypt, and they run into Ellie's friend Constance and her brother Neil, and yeah, those two are joining in on the fun. First, Neil is kind of against what's going on, but then circumstances means they have to all cooperate. And yeah, it's just such a great band of characters. I just love it so much. This third book takes place in India, where Connie or Constance is her family is from because her mom is Indian, her dad is British, her dad is Indian. So she has kind of she knows some of the Indian customs and whatnot. So it's not just white saviors or white people coming to India. In this, because every book has like a new side villain, I would say. Well, the first book has just two villains, and then those villains go through each book, and then more villains are added. The second book has a villain that's kind of a bit cheesy and a bit too. He's not really not that threatening. He's a bit stereotypical and whatnot. In this third book, the villain here, I can't remember his name. It's something with B. Yeah, anyway. He is quite scary. Like he will hurt you not because he has to, but because he wants to. Like he likes to inflict pain. He likes torturing people, and he's also like a big imperialist. So yeah, not a cool dude at all. But also in this third book, you have like you meet more of Connie's family. You meet Connie's well, you don't really meet her, but you meet her a friend of her cousins who kind of is throughout the book, a 12-year-old kick-ass girl. I love Vanica very much. You also meet a character, Dr. Culpepper. I'm just gonna say that. I'm not gonna give you more hint than that. But Dr. Culpepper is there for like three scenes, but those scenes very memorable. And yeah, this series and also this book, it's one of those books that's honestly like this video is also gonna be like I'm also gonna tag NetGalley because I got the third book from NetGalley. I'm so happy that that happened. But yeah, NetGalley say in their reviews that they want people to write the bad and the good. Honestly, as I've said in my NetGalley review and in my Instagram review, which I posted yesterday, well, a few days ago, when you're seeing this, I can't say something bad about A Wheel of Fortune. Why? Because there's nothing bad about it. Nothing bad about it at all. Not a single stupid character or a single character that was redundant. Not a single line was redundant. Everything is amazing. Like, you get answers to things that you needed answers to, but you get more questions, which is what you want. You get questions, more answers to some of the like main villains, which is fun. And then you get more backstory. You get more backstory to Adam, which also yes, nice to have more backstory there. You have more kissing. You have more shenanigans. You have people who make up lies that, of course, will give them trouble. And yeah, it's just and you will have times when people are just generally scared. I mean, yes, it's part of series. Like I kind of already knew that people aren't gonna die, but you're still at times scared of what's going to happen with the characters because it's just that good of writing. And yeah, Arrow of Fortune. It's a very good book. Highly recommend it if you like historical fantasy books. I would though say that the first book was tagged as romantasy, And in the first book, the magic doesn't really come in, or fantasy element doesn't really come in until like the very, very end, I would say, or like very much of the end. Though in second and third book, the magic is there like prominently throughout. So yeah, just know that. But also, I suppose if you like shenanigans and a romp and funny and Indiana Jones, I suppose like all Indiana Jones is not also all magic. It's also people running from stuff and seeing beautiful things and whatnot. So still, I would still say, I mean, be prepared. The first book, the magic comes out after a long time, but still, the characters and the story will still like have you at the edge of your seat, being so invested. And yeah, yeah, and we already know the the we already know some of what's going to happen in the fourth book, or at least unless Jaqulyn Benson decides not to write that, but I believe that's kind of what's going to happen. We already know the setting. The setting will be Korea. So we already know the title, Mountain of Songs. And yes, this is a series that everyone needs to check out. I mean, also, like I've done the first two books on audio, and they are done with by Alex Picard. She has the best narration ever. It just I love her narration. It's just the best. So good. And yeah, it's a big 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 eh, big recommendation from me. Raiders of Arcana by Jaqulyn Benson. It's so good. And then, now the first three books are out. You can binge them if you want. I mean, yeah, the fourth book isn't going to be out until many months, but still, it's a book that a series that I highly recommend you take a peek at. If you want to know more about the Yank, the Peanut, Danger Gnome, and Danger Gnome and Stuffy, yeah, take a look at this series.